In the brutal podcast system, any jackass with a microphone and internet connection can pose as an expert on any topic under the sun. Fortunately, however, there exists a humble duo of said jackasses who at least aspire to minimize the effects of the current egregious level of aforementioned fake-ass horseshit and those who perpetrate it. This duo attempts this very noble task by allowing you, the listener, to have total unimpeded access to the real minutia of their pathetic everyday lives. This two-member task force is known deep within the podcast world as Zero Front. These are their stories.
Welcome into another edition of Zero Front. Joe and I are fresh off of Rolling Stones concert last night. It was really an amazing night. Joe, how you doing?
Well, I'll tell you, Shawnee, fantastic. I mean, I'm still kind of recovering. I'm no spring chicken, number one. And, you go to these things and you're on, in the pit, you're on your feet for hours on end. I got half a laryngitis here from singing so loud, but that's self-induced, so it's okay. It's called having fun at a concert. And it was great. We're going to get into it a lot more deeply as we progress through the show here, but it was cool. It was cool, and I'm doing well, and I hope you are too, bro.
Yeah, man. It was we got the tickets back in like December, and we're like, okay, as long as the weather holds up, because it was in Philadelphia. Um and it was just one of those things, man. Like that's your favorite band. So you seeing the Stones was like a milestone, man.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you listen. I've always been the type of cat that I did my share of going out carousing and having fun and this and that, but I was just never one to go to concerts, even as a high school kid and this and that. Like, yo, man, are you going to Floyd? Are you going to No, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I'll go to someone's house and have a party and crank up the music or ride around in my car. I was just never a big concert guy. Um, and as I'm coming down the home stretch here, my most of my years are behind me. I'm going to start doing things that I hadn't done, and I couldn't believe this because I had written off the Stones. I was like, wow, I guess I'm never going to see them. They are my band, but they're always going to be my band. So I was like, and when I saw this come up in December, I said to you, I said, yo, I don't believe this, but they're going to tour again. And it's like, this could be the last time, this could be it. So I mentioned it to you and you were all in, and like I said, we did it the right way too, Sean. We always get our tickets, not always, usually get our tickets like 6 months in advance. And it's great because by the time the concert gets there, it's almost like it's free because you took the hit months before. So it was fantastic. Dude, it was so fantastic. I mean, this is a number one, and then Bruce is tucked in right underneath, you know, and Billy right in underneath that, but that's definitely the order for me. But they're all it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. But I am so glad that I did that we did that. Absolutely.
Yeah, the funniest part was not the funniest part, but
One of the many funny parts.
before the show, we're eating our Wawa hoagies in the parking lot, and right away you dropped half your hoagie on the ground. And I was like, oh man.
Well, the thing of it was, when I go to these things, I just like to just eat enough to get a little food in my belly. I don't pig out I just want to get a little food in my belly, get my stomach just right and settled, and just enjoy the show and those kind of things. So I wasn't really brokenhearted because I still had the other half. And to be truthful with you, I wasn't starving either. So I don't even know if I would have finished that. It was just one of those deals, but it was a drag seeing a little half a hoagie, just drop on the ground like that. But I had the other half, and then I had some peanut butter crackers, and I was cool. Again, I'm not trying to pig out before a concert like that. So we were good.
Yeah.
We were good.
But yeah, man, it was a good time, and we had I don't know if we said this though. We had probably the best seats in the house. We were in the pit, so that made it even cooler.
Oh, there in and of itself, there's a lot there, but we got into the pit, and the backup band, the warm up band for the Stones,
Kaleo,
yeah,
Kaleo.
Kalea, they were pretty good. They were kind of bluesy, and they had an edge, a little grit to them. They were picking those strings. I liked it, but they come on at 8 o'clock, and the Stones were to come on at like 9:15. They were a little late to come on at 9:30. So we got in there, Shawnee. It was what, 5:30? So we got in there, and excuse me for if my voice dips in and out. I'm sorry, gang, but that was just from screaming "Painted Black" and everything else last night. But we got in there around 5:30, and we figured, okay, 6:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 2.5 hours, and okay, it's a long wait, but once that band comes on, we should be all right. But in that time that we were standing around waiting, um, do you remember that one fella that came in about a half an hour after we did? And he came in, he was an older dude, and he was older than I am, right? He's a little bit old, and he came in and he was like a wiry, squirrely type of fella. And he came in and he was so amazed at where he was going to be because he was in the pit and he was looking around. He was so amazed that he's like, oh my God. And he's got these like big saucer eyes and shit. I'm like, well, is this Joker on something? I don't know. I mean, I could see being excited about this. I am too. But he was like, "Oh my God." And he gives us like this Manson look and he starts walking toward us. And he says it again. "Oh my God." I'm like, "Yo, I don't know about this Joker. You remember him?" I thought he was funny,
Yeah.
Sean. Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
because you were concerned that he was going to be like that Joker last time at the Bruce concert, who was like just real.
oh, yeah. Go
But
ahead.
when we were waiting, it was funny. You got as soon as you got a water, they told you had to pour it in a cup,
Well,
and
here's the
then.
thing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you're going
But
to say.
the funny part about it was the one dude we were talking to, the dude seemed a little bit like he was a little bit. I don't know, I couldn't tell if he was just drunk or just kind of out there, but
He's
um,
probably just a little bit out there and
he
probably a
was
little
he
both.
was like he was like, yeah, they banned the plastic bottles, but you could they had these Rolling Stones like things on like popsicle sticks, like with like the promoting the tour with like a barcode or a QR code. He's like, you could snap these in half and stab somebody in the neck, and I was like, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, I mean, well, what he's I was pissed. And here's let me just backtrack because I knew this was going to come up. If you're, I'll make it quick too. But the night before the concert, I said to you, "Hey, I got like this little plastic cough syrup bottle that I emptied out, cleaned it out really well. It holds about 8 ounces of water. I want to put that in, and it holds water well. I want to slide it down my pant leg so I have some water because I just don't want to get cotton mouth or dry mouth when you're in there and you're singing and everything else and God knows what. But so I like to have a little bit of water so I don't get parched. And you dissuaded me from doing that because you were like, "Now they're not going to let you in, and why make a hassle that we paid a lot of money for the tickets, and why make hassle?" Okay, so I said, "All right, Sean, fine." So we get there and we're in line, and I get myself a bottled water. And I'm going to put it in my pant leg, and now I have it. I don't have to worry about it. I paid $7 for the bottle of water, but fine. And I think I'm good. And then 10 minutes later, just before we're getting ready to go in, one of these jokers that works there comes by and it's, "Oh, no bottled water, no bottled water. It has to be cups, has to be cups." And I'm thinking, dude, it's 5:30. I'm going to be in here for, 6 hours. In my mind, I'm thinking like, and I went out of my way. All I want to do is be able to have liquid. It doesn't even have to be cold. I just need water to make sure throughout the show I can take a mouthful of water and swish it around every now and then. So I was happy. I was happy to get it. And then when he came along, I'm like, Jesus, now you want me to dump this into a cup? And what am I supposed to do? Hold the cup for 8 hours? And I was of the mindset, Shawnee, because we went to a concert at MetLife where I was in the pit and I didn't see anybody selling water or anything the whole show. I didn't know. So I was expecting the same kind of thing. Like once you get in that pit, there's no one selling you water and walking around, which I thought would be a good thing to do. But in MetLife, there was nothing happening like that. And I figured that was the norm. Well, anyway, long story short, I was really ticked off because, I really wanted to just bring some goddamn water with me. And I was so mad at the time. I didn't freak out, but I snapped a little. Like I was long gone, but I was loudly. I was like, "God damn it! What do you think I'm going to do with a goddamn bottle of water? Beat somebody with it?" And I was just pissed off. But then the more I really thought about it, Sean, if you take a full bottle of water into a pit like that, or even a half full, and you chuck it, and it catches some poor son of a gun in the eye or something like that. Now, I'm not going to do that under any circumstances, but they don't know that. All it takes is one. So after I calmed down, I thought about it and I thought, "All right, Joey, you jumped the gun a little bit." Now, fortunately, I didn't say that to anybody. I was just kind of, you were there and another guy was there and another couple was in front of us. They were getting a kick out of me getting pissed off anyway. But that's what that was, bro. That's what that was. And um, I don't have any problem with the rule. So what I did with I think it was like a 16-ounce bottle of water. It's a little bit bigger than 12. I just put it in right. I had a t-shirt hanging over my belt. I pulled it. Okay, put the bottle of water in my belt halfway down the trousers, and I put my t-shirt over it. And I walked in, and every time I wanted to swig, I would just, I only needed it a few times during a concert, but it was hidden. It was concealed all the way through because I didn't want to take any chances. But I just wanted to lay the groundwork for that. That I didn't just, spaz out just because of that. But it was really frustrating, given all the thought I had about water beforehand. Capiche?
Yeah. So out of all the songs that they played, what was like the highlight for you?
Okay. Wow. I'm gonna tell you. I'm just trying to pick one. I'm just trying to pick one. I'm going to say, um, hold on. I'm almost there. I got it in my head. Um, well, I'm going to say it's. You know which one? I think which one it was. I'm going to go with because it's unique too. She's like a rainbow, and she's like a rainbow. That song was written in 1968 or something, Shawnee, and I mean that's when Jagger was singing about a rainbow, like the thing in the sky. Okay, I don't know anything about any other. I mean, a rainbow was just a rainbow then. That's what he's talking about. But and she comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. It's a beautiful song. Um, and again, written in 1968, she's like a rainbow. I guess he was just into this girl so much that she's shiny and when you're deep like that with somebody and you're crazy about somebody, everything she does is like magic. There's the way she walks across the room, this kind of thing. It's like Bruce, remember the screen door waves as she walks,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of that
Indoor
kind
slam, marriage dress
slams
waves, yeah.
her dress waves, right? That kind of a thing. It's that kind of she combs her hair, she's like a rain. But and the fact that they don't do that very often, and the fact that it was semi like acoustic, I really, really dug that song, but there are a couple. There's one that I'm going to quote tonight too with the lyrics that they don't do often either. That I just think is one of a badass Stones tune. But they did. I'm telling you, other than the four songs they did or so from the Hackney Diamonds, and Hackney Diamonds hasn't been around long enough for me to warm up to it yet, right? But
That one
everything.
song, I will admit though, that one song, it's called "Mess It Up." I listened to
Mhm.
that song like four times today. That song grew on me real fast, man. I like that song a lot, man.
Well, I know I can't name the titles or this or that, but
He
there
was,
were a
he's
couple.
like, he's like, mess it up, mess it up,
Yeah,
mess it up.
one yeah, one of those songs has a really mean guitar lick, you know. There's another, well, I'm not going to talk. I could talk about the Stones all night, but that was good. It was but anything they did other than those four Hackney Diamonds, and like I said, one of them had a decent guitar lick that was like, okay, this is cool. But everything they did, I was like, wow, I loved it. I was like, wow, yes, yes, yes. Now with Billy, it was a little different. But that's
Yeah,
okay. It's okay. It's a whole different type of show. And I'm going to tell you something, Sean. I love the pit and all that stuff, but there's something about just plopping your ass in a nice seat. And so I think if we go to one, maybe out toward the holidays, we'll go to another one somewhere. It'll be just a great seat, but just plop your ass in a seat because the pit is great and has a whole lot of advantages. I mean, I was 30 feet from the guy that I looked up to. I mean, look up to. I mean, you look up to guys that do other things too. But educators, politicians, and policemen and so. But the rock star that I looked up to from the time I'm like 8, 9 years old, and the guy, and I just truly loved that music growing up. It was part of me. From the time I'm 7 years old, 8 years old, I'm the youngest of four siblings, and I'm running through the house playing with my little Tonka trucks or whatever, and playing in the background is Ruby Tuesday or Paint It Black or something, something, and it stuck. There's a thing in a child's development too. It's called the critical period, and that's right in the middle of it too. So it like absorb it like a sponge. And through my teenage years, and really, it just became like, wow, that was just really my rock band. No better front man in history, in rock history, and really simply on longevity alone, they're the greatest rock and roll band in the world. But their body of work is better than anyone else's as well. So it's not really a discussion, and I know it's a subjective thing, but they're regarded as they are, and they should be. And Charlie Watts, rest in peace, brother. But no, it was great,
yeah.
Charlie. It
To
was
see,
great.
dude, see how cool is like the vibes during Sympathy for the Devil where it got all red and Nick put on a robe, and then Give Me Shelter and Paint It Black, and then he finished with I Can't Get No Satisfaction. And when they came on to Start Me Up, he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones," and then he comes out to Start Me Up, dude. It was like crazy.
Well, that's why I wanted you to pay attention to the that opening, that ladies and gentlemen, and it's just the way they crescendos, the rolling. That's the way they've been introduced for decades, and it never gets old. It always runs a chill down your spine.
Yeah, that was it was dude. Sometimes like last night, just it's like you want to appreciate being in the moment, but it's like, wow, this is like. And then I found myself because I had to work today, so I got to work on time today. I worked all day. I'm in a sales job, so
Hmm.
um, I had to muster up a lot of energy today at work. Um, because most people probably went to that concert last night, dude. Most people probably called out sick or had the days allotted for vacation or something like that, dude.
No doubt,
But
no
I
doubt.
was like, I got to get to work, man. I had to get to work today.
Well, that's admirable, and I commend you for that. I had the day off, so I slept, dude, and I listen. There's no way. I mean, I was, and I got back home. We got back late. I got a nice hot shower, and I just finished
Dude, yeah, that shower afterwards was like legendary, man. When I got home and took a shower, I
yeah.
was like after the con like this just saw the Rolling Stones. The only thing was I knew I had to get up for work in about like 5 hours, but that shower felt so damn good, dude.
Oh, you know what? I mean, and it's like we weren't playing basketball or anything, but we were standing in that pit. And don't get it twisted. It was a nice evening last night, but it still gets muggy and stuff in that pit. And I had a thin layer of you have your thin layer of perspiration on you from the cumulative, during the day. By the time you get home, you feel kind of gummy. And there ain't nothing like a hot shower. So I took my hot shower and relaxed to finish my relaxation process. And I watched a little TV. I didn't get to bed till like 5 o'clock. So I
Yeah.
just slept in and this and that. And I'll tell you, I had a couple, three family members and a friend who I'm sending those video clips to. I only sent half of them that I took. I only sent about 8 or 9 to eat, maybe 10 to eat, out. I got another 10 or 12. I said, look, I'm going to drip these to you over the next couple of days, but everyone loved them. Sean, everyone was going crazy about them. You know what I mean? And even a buddy of mine said, Johnny said, when I told him I went to see the Stones and this and that, he goes, "Oh man, that's awesome." He said he's typing in a text. I see a red door and I want it painted black. And I said, "Okay." I responded to him with the video clip of that, not only that very song, but Mick opening the song with that same, you know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
got he got back with it. That's awesome! Exclamation point, like that, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it was fantastic, man.
Yeah, that concert was amazing. I would say for me, also like on Friday night, I saw my favorite modern band besides Bruce Springsteen's like an all time for me,
Hmm.
but modern band is the Killers, and I went to a really intimate show in New York City on Friday. The place is the Bowery Ballroom in New York City. It only fits about 575 people, so that was one of my top five all time concert experiences. So between seeing Bruce at MetLife, when we had the pit tickets, and between seeing the Stones in Philadelphia last night, and
Hmm.
between the Killers on Friday, just in the past like less than a year, I've had three of my top concert experiences ever. So I couldn't, the Stones was amazing, and I got to be honest, the Killers concert was spectacular. It was just like it was surreal to be in that small venue to see my favorite band like that. Because the next day they headlined a festival, it was called like the Governor's Ball. It's in Queens, but thousands and thousands of people. But the night before I saw them, this is what they do. They announce like these large festivals, they headline, and like 2 days before the show, they announce a small private intimate show.
Right.
I think the Stones used to do kind of like a similar
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, you're reading my mind. Yeah, you go ahead. They,
So it was just like, so now that just seeing the kill, like just I didn't know. Like I had such a good time with the Killers on Friday night.
mhm.
Um, that I didn't know how, if I had all the energy to make it to the Stones and like, appreciate it. But no, the Stones came through and it was a great concert. So it was a great time. It was a great time. But I want to do a quick movie review. I don't know, Joe, if you've seen the other movies, the franchise Bad Boys with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, dude, those
I,
those movies are just so like fun. But the most recent one's called Bad Boys Ride or Die.
mhm.
I give it like an 8.2. I was cracking up. I think Martin Lawrence is hilarious. The chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence is great. And Will Smith got canceled for a little bit because he slapped Chris Rock, but now like I think this movie's gonna revive his career as long as he doesn't do anything stupid again. I think Will Smith's career is back on track, but that movie to me was I highly recommend Bad Boys Ride or Die. It was really good.
Haven't seen it yet, but let me ask you this: was which movie was that? I remember Martin Lawrence in some movie where he puts on these fake teeth, and each teeth are like they're going each different way. I mean, they're all kind of messed up. And he goes in and he's got these pizzas in his hand. He's faking pizza delivery, and he walks into the front desk and he got these teeth on, like the what's that one actor? He's recently got them fixed, but oh, I can't remember the one actor that did
I
Fargo.
think that was that blue was a movie called Blue Streak.
Yeah, well, you go through and you got the big teeth hanging out. And you go, "This is for 4-4 homicide" or something like that. It was just funny. I'll never forget that scene. But you said something the other day that's really right. And Martin Lawrence is a funny dude. Um, Will, I'm disappointed at Will, man. I'm really
Yeah, but
disappointed.
everyone deserves like the kind of like he deserves to get like a chance to redeem himself. He made a horrible decision, obviously, but
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if he's profoundly and seriously, sorry, yeah, I think so. But I'm still a little disappointed with him. And you know
dude,
what?
I saw a lady tonight at Wawa. She went in and she got four extra large cups and just filled them all with ice. And I think she literally just like now that I'm thinking about it, did she? I think she just walked. She might have just walked out with the ice, the Wawa ice. And I was thinking, I was like, dude, well, how many people do that?
Not many, probably. I don't think many. And if she really just needed the ice and couldn't afford to, whatever, you
No, I
know.
don't know because she didn't look like she was like homeless or any had trouble with money. I don't
Right,
know.
right, right.
Anyway, so I've been drinking a lot of Sprite lately. Like right now, I'm drinking I've been drink for some reason I'm getting to a bad habit. I'm drinking like large sodas. I'm not trying to do it every night, but the past like 4 or 5 nights, I've been drinking soda every night. It's just a bad habit, dude. I got to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I use these. I told you I use the iced tea, and it's the unsweetened. It's the artificially sweetened. There's no sugar, right? And it's pretty good. But the carbonation and the sugar I could do without. So, yeah,
Well,
the
don't
only
you
time I
sometimes you get like when you went to New York City, you got a Coca-Cola, right?
Right. Well, yeah, when I'm out and have a burger or have a fast food meal when I'm out dining or something, as a treat, I have a nice Coca-Cola because I don't have it at home. You won't find a can or a bottle of it here, right? So when I'm out, I will do that, but like home, like drinking, just regular, like right now, I'm looking at a half glass of iced tea of Turkey Hill Diet iced tea. But yeah, but watch that sugar, cuz we don't want you coming down with diabetes or anything like that,
What
you
was your
know.
cheat meal last Saturday?
Let me remember here.
It
Seriously,
was
from last night
McDonald's. It
being so
was
doggone
McDonald's,
tired.
right?
Yes, it was
McDonald's
McDonald's. There you go. So okay, so it was a rhetorical question. You just wanted me to. Okay, that's
for
fine.
the show,
Um,
man.
yeah, for that's cool. I got you. You got to admit, I'm still like feeling yesterday, but I had the double quarter pounder with cheese, large fries, four nuggets, and they have this new pie. God bless the old apple pie, but they have this new pie. It's strawberry cream cheese pie, same size and everything, but it's so much better to me. So I had that little pie, and then I always finish it off with a McFlurry. And I had Grandma's McFlurry, and I really thought that was it. And look, it's not like Dairy Queen or something, but it's pretty doggone good.
Yeah, I tried the Grandma McFlurry too. It was
Yeah, it's pretty good.
they put a lot of the cookie pieces in there though. It's like
That's
butterscotch, right?
Yeah, it's like butterscotch caramel type thing. And the cookie pieces I like. I like a little crunch in there,
Yeah.
you know.
Did you see how cool was it when Mick Jagger mentioned he said they haven't been Stones haven't been to Philly in 5 years,
Yeah.
but like he made like a joke about how like the Phillies were just playing in London and stuff, and then he put the Fanatic up on the screen with the London
Yeah.
the
With
guard
the
hat on.
Yeah, or with the little chin strap coming underneath and all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that was good. He said that. He said something bad. And yo, Phillies are over in London right now. Like, what's going on, man? Like that kind of thing. Making
Yeah,
a
and
funny joke
that's
out.
like one of the coolest part about concerts when the singers talk to the crowd. They say something like unique to the crowd for that city. I
Yeah.
always find that stuff very cool. I like the video. I usually get videos of the singers talking. I go back and watch the singers' speeches because I'm like, wow, these guys are like rock star singers and like they're just giving speeches. To me, it's like very like compelling.
I think that's part of the whole thing that at some point any artist would have to like, and we've seen him, right? And Billy comes up and he says a couple of things. He stopped one song, your song that he was, the cover, the Elton John cover. He stops that right in the middle and he's talking about, oh, yeah. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, he doesn't have much. And he made a couple jokes out of it, like Elton John doesn't have much money. And he stopped the song, joked around, and he did that on numerous occasions. And Mick did it last night once or twice, which is good. I think they should at least do it once or twice. Bruce is the king of it. I mean, Bruce will get up there and tell you a story. And it's cool. He tell you
Yeah,
this.
I'll admit the thing about Bruce though, I saw Bruce 5 times last year. I will say this though, most of the shows
He's redundant.
he says like the same thing every show. He gives it, so it's like because he did the Broadway performance when he was on Springsteen on Broadway. He had to do the same stories every single night, so I guess he's used to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was one of those things where I think in the past Bruce used to be more unique. They said, but like this now he's older and stuff. This tour he was being a little bit repetitive, but you
You
know.
can't blame him from being cookie cutter too, because he wants the people in Detroit to get the same show that the people in Saskatchewan got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
I
still
mean,
appreciate when it's like unique to the city and stuff. But you know,
I got you. I got you, bro.
dude, there was a dude I saw an article. This guy claims he found a goldfish on his lawn, and everyone's saying it's fake. They're like, how did you find a goldfish in the middle of your lawn? And then he was trying to look at surveillance video, and the theory is that somehow the bird caught the goldfish or something like that, and the bird dropped it on his lawn.
Possible. I mean,
Because
I don't.
he could also be making the story up for online clout. Because these days you get paid the more people view your tweets and stuff. Which now Twitter's called X, so it's actually I don't even know what they call them now. It's like posts,
Mhm.
reposts, and posts. Like it's I don't know why they changed the name of Twitter. That was really dumb by Elon Musk.
Well, there's so much there so every time you see a story like that, you do have to look at it from every angle because people are out to date. And how easy would it be to make that one up? You know what I mean? It was here, man. I don't know how it got here, dude. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it is possible that a bird of prey could have had that thing and then, dropped it.
Yeah,
Those things happen, you know?
yeah. Then
All
I
right.
saw another thing where a donkey, I guess a donkey lost its little group, its little herd, whatever they call donkey herds, groups.
Right.
And it ended up with a group of elks, and the elks like took in the donkey as one of its own. So sometimes you see that these little herds and stuff will take in like another like species. Like, you see how
Yeah.
dogs and cats get
Yeah.
along when people have dogs and cats in their house. Like,
Yep.
I guess these other species can like they could coexist. You know what I mean?
I think there's a certain amount of it that's innate. It's just really, a motherly instinct carries over, across, it's just one of those things. We do see it here. You do, and Instagram, Shawnee, is where you see a lot of that. You see tons of that, and it's not surprising, and it's heartwarming to me to see that kind of thing. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
see a mother cow raising, a baby pig or something. Those things happen. Things like, you know what I mean? I
Yo,
mean, it's
do you have the Mavs Celtics game on in the background, the finals?
I do. It's a 1 point ball game right now with 11 minutes left, 11:50 left. So
Yeah, because if the Mavs lose this game, the series is probably definitely over, man.
oh yeah, it's not probably definitely. If the Mavs lose tonight, this is it.
The thing that kills me, man, it's like probably kills you too, because knowing that if the Sixers had a healthy Embiid, you probably think they had a shot. I think the same way with the Knicks. I'm like, if we had a healthy Julius Randle, like, because like we could compete with the Celtics. I'm not scared of the Celtics, and just if they win the title this year, good for them. But it's one of those things where it's like, damn it, my team had a chance. They had a realistic shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think if ours was healthy, I think we had a realistic shot, Shoney. But I do believe that the best team in the Eastern Conference is playing right now. I really do believe that. So that's fine. What I'm hoping, though, honestly, I'm hoping that Dallas wins. I mean, why would I vote? Why would I root for Boston? You know what I mean? Look, I'm a Sixers
Plus,
fan.
it's in your
Sixers,
best.
Boston. There's a little rivalry history
Yeah.
there. Go look. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It's in your best interest to root for Dallas too, because as basketball fans who are kind of neutral in this, even though I like to see I'd rather the Mavs win. I like to see Doncic win. It gives us more extends the basketball season because once the basketball season ends, dude, it's over with. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
is
true too.
dude is the 2020 are there 2024 Olympics this year? Is that happening? Is that this summer?
I think it is everything. That's what the whole Caitlin Clark, all this bullshit's about. So I think it is.
Let me see. I got because I like
I
it's
think.
2024 Olympics. Let's see. Paris 2024. Yeah, it starts July 26th. So That's crazy. Yeah, because those teams don't have a lot of times to practice and stuff because they just put that team together. I don't because the NBA season's still going on. I guess they have to like quickly assemble and practice and get ready to go to Paris, France, and compete in the Olympics. It's like no one's really talking about the Olympics. That's why I didn't even remember that it was happening.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I just when they're on, I'll watch certain things, but there's certain things you couldn't pay me to watch. It's just one of those things. I watch them more out of respect for the tradition and everything than I am the interest. But I know it used to be a given that we would win a gold medal in men's basketball. It's that way now with American women's basketball. They always they've got 8 in a row or something. But with men's basketball taking off all across the world, the globe. I mean, I'm looking at a player right now on the foul line, and Luca. I mean, you got a lot of players from all over the world, and you got a lot of countries that can play, So, and like you said, when we do have a team, yeah, they're our best players a lot of times, most times, but it's just thrown together. And what's the chemistry like, So, as opposed to these teams that are all over the globe and they're always together, Sean. So it is what it is. I'm not that upset about the Caitlin Clark thing. I know people are jumping up and down and left and right. I
Well,
think if you,
I thought you made a comment last night about it at the Stones concert. I could have swore you said something about Caitlin Clark.
I did, and well, I was pretty tuned up last night too, but it didn't change. It just made me more emphatic. What I said was she could start for the goddamn Olympic team. I mean, if they could. I mean, she could start. She could be one of the starting five. Uh, I just feel like I feel like
What are you saying,
yeah,
man?
I'm well. I want to be very careful when I say this, but I don't like what I'm seeing from other young ladies in that league. The way
No,
they're treat.
I agree. They're like they don't realize that she's getting the ratings up and she's doing a lot for the league. Like she could be like the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, right?
She could be
Now,
money in their pocket, right,
yeah.
in the long run.
By the way, rest in peace, Jerry West, man. Jerry West and Bill Walton. Jerry West and Bill Walton are two legends. They both just passed away. So
Absolutely,
but yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. The Caitlin Clark thing is frustrating because it's like she's doing so much for the league. Dude, their attendance for their games are higher than some like NBA games. Like it's like she's doing a lot for that league, ratings wise, attendance wise, apparel wise. So it's in the best interest for the other players. If the other players want to make more money, then they
Yeah.
have to be smart and like just because do you see the player that she like shoved her in the back? Like they're
Uh,
bullying her the
that
court
was
too.
disgusting. I don't even want. I don't. I better. I'm gonna pump the brakes there, but brother, because I could run away with this. Because listen, I don't like to see unfairness. I don't like to see cruelty. I don't like to see mistreatment of anybody, any race, creed, color. I like to see equal. I like to see respect, mutual respect, and I don't see that here, and I don't like it. And what I saw on that basketball court from women made me sick. Okay. So I better just quit there, Sean. Let's talk about something else
Yeah,
because
well,
that's
how about those lyrics?
yes. Okay, so the lyric and so the Rolling Stones concert was very good, folks. And here are my lyrics. They did this song last night, and I almost came out of my socks because they don't do it that often. Okay, and I quote: "Here's some lyrics. I'm a flea bit peanut monkey, and all my friends are junkies. That's not really true. I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could use a lemon squeezer. What you do?" Now, in isolation, it's like, wow, wow, wow. Now, the song is called Monkey Man. The song is called Monkey Man. It's on the Let It Bleed album from 1969. It's very unique beginning. It's called a vibraphone with a V, vibraphone. And there's a fellow called, you probably heard of this guy, Matthew Pollard, who's a rock history critique. He rates Monkey Man as the ninth best, deepest cut the Stones ever did. And it's in Jagger and Richards wrote the song as a tribute to an Italian pop artist, Mario Schifano, whom they met on some movie scene back in the late 60s. Now, to what extent it's a tribute to him, I don't know. The lyrics themselves are just pretty cool because it's just one of those things with me. And the song goes on to talk about I'm a sack of broken eggs. I always have an unmade bed. It's just like the sloppier side of us as humans. If you've ever hung around with a tougher crowd or been in some rougher places and edgy places, I know I have, and it's just one of those deals that it just appeals to that side, that edgy side, the grunge side, and we've all had it and we've all been there. But that's what I take out of it. Now, the song itself, Shawnee, it's just it really is. It's got that unique beginning, and then it just starts with that, with that lick, and it's just a great tune because everyone knows. Oh, yo, you like the Stones? Oh, I love the Stones, like Jumpin' Jack Flash and Ruby Tuesday and Start Me Up and Bob. Okay, for the casual Stones fan, this is who I'm talking to. Dive a little deeper. Monkey Man, for the Stones head or anybody that really knows music, Monkey Man will be something that they know. But maybe those people who really don't know the Stones that much or know them a little, jump into Monkey Man, and they did that last night too. So,
Before that, they played Monkey Man. They played Monkey Man in October 2021 in
hmm,
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
oh
The
my
next
goodness.
time they played it wasn't until May 7th, 2024. And on this tour, this is only the second time they played Monkey Man. I'll be honest with you, I love the Stones, dude. And
Uh,
I'm more of like a Stones fan. Like I know most of their hits. They have a lot of hits. So obviously, I know I probably could like at least 30 Stones songs, which is like, and like the Stones to me, like I'm more in that I fall in that category with the hits and stuff. But I also recognize like She's a Rainbow. I've always known that song. That's also one of my mom's favorite songs, she said too. So it's
hmm.
to hear them play that was cool. But Monkey Man to me, it's just not a song that I really like played a lot. So I don't think it's not like,
That's fine, Sean. That's
but
fine.
but when they played it and like he said like they don't play it that much, I
Mhm.
immediately knew in that moment this is going to be special to a lot of the Stones fans who are a lot more deeper into their stuff. You know what I mean?
Dude, when they bounced into that third note, I turned around because you were about 4 rows behind me, which is really only about 9 feet, but because we're packed
That's
in.
because the way the crowd was
No, no,
working, like the
no,
the,
no.
the
I was
crowd,
saying,
we got
Sean,
we got separated. Yeah,
I know. What I'm saying is when I heard the first three, I turned around to you and I looked at you, had this big smile on your face because you knew we were thinking the same thing. Because
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
I not spit these lyrics to you like a week ago? The same lyrics. I think it was you. It's either you or my sister, one of the two. It might, I thought, but I pretty much did in an like a text. So I was thinking, man, if they could play that, and my God, if they could play "She's Like a Rainbow," and then when you sent me the little thing where everybody can vote, 4 songs on there, and everybody going to that concert that night, had that day they had a chance to vote for a special song, right? So it was one of 4 songs, and She's Like a Rainbow was one of them. And I voted for that, and I had my fingers crossed. You voted for it. And when he started with that, I'm like, my God. So I not only, I not only heard Monkey Man, but, She's Like a Rainbow. I mean, it's like unbelievable already. And yeah, I mean, Paint It Black. I love what they did with all the graphics too, with sympathy, with the red background and those pillars and the serpents like winding their way up. It's kind of wild stuff. It just was really well done. And I mean, there's some of these. I mean, when you're there, you understand where we were too. We were, if you've ever seen concerts where there's a walkway and there's a walkway and there's a big circle and then the person will walk to the end of the circle and back, we're right where the stage and the walkway come together, but about 20 feet out. So we see walkway and we see stage. And the times when he's on the walkway, he's only like, I'm really like 20, 25 feet. So it was just really, it was something else, man. It was something else.
Yeah, that
But
was cool, man.
yeah.
So yeah, man, this show we didn't even know we were gonna do the next show, but it just worked out. Um, we're able to do the show tonight. Um, but yeah, man, it's a good
Yeah,
show.
it was impromptu, and I think we always said we're going to do shows like that. Like if we do something, we might want to jump right on. And this was one of those impromptu shows. It was a good thought. I had it in my head, and as soon as you hit me up that email, I'm thinking, okay, he's thinking the same. You hit me up with a text, not the email, but I was like, okay. And so anyway, I agree with you, Sean, and um, it was in fact, it was a gas. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, yep.
All right. So you got any last words, man?
Last words. Yes, I do. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Good night.
All right. Take care, everyone.